Hey, how's it going? It's Sam Frost here with some more digital marketing advice. Now, one of the most common complaints, things I'm hearing from clients and other businesses recently, is just how much everybody seems to hate the new version of Google Analytics, Google Analytics 4 or GA4 as many people refer to it as. So GA4, look, there are various reasons why Google was kind of forced into making a move towards this kind of platform. I'm not going to go into them in this video. What I want to talk about is what you should do if you're stuck with GA4, as we all are now. How do you work around it? Long story short, from my perspective, for most businesses, the key way to think of GA4 is not really as a reporting tool, but as a data collection tool. So think of it as a way of collecting information about how many people come to your site, how many pages they view, what traffic channels they come from, what locations and so on, but actually take that data and present it and visualize it elsewhere. So for example, you could connect your Google Analytics 4, your GA4 to something like Google Looker Studio. It used to be called Data Studio, it's now called Looker Studio. Free product that Google provides where you can connect in your GA4 data and other data sources as well. Many of them are free to connect if they're Google data sources like Google Ads, or you can pay for third-party connectors for things like Facebook ads or LinkedIn ads or so on. But for just Google Analytics purposes, it's free to connect in. There are limitations in terms of some functionality that's present in GA4 not being in Looker Studio, but for the average user that I would sort of talk to from a business perspective, something like Google Looker Studio is totally fine. You can find templates that will help you to build a nice dashboard, and it's just going to be easy to set something up where you can go in and you can set a date range and you can look back over time or do the comparisons or whatever it is you want to do without having to dig through the GA4 interface. Another option is to look at a paid sort of third-party reporting tool. So one I use for some of my client work is called Swido. Maybe it's pronounced Swedo, I'm not sure. A really good platform. It's relatively pricey once you start connecting a lot of data sources. So for like an agency use, the cost spikes up. But for an average business user, the cost might be justifiable to say, hey, rather than wasting hours and hours of time every month trying to find what I want to find in GA4 and then having to report separately on things like Meta ads or Google ads performance, you can connect all these different data sources into one nice report. You can have it automatically send you a report on a Monday morning with last week's data. You can set up dashboards, whether they're for internal use or sharing to third parties. So something like Swido, Agency Analytics is another one. There's tons of these different tools out there. Even something like Supermetrics that can connect into Google Sheets. They're all options as well. Long story short, don't feel trapped with GA4. You can use it to collect your data, but you don't have to report in there. And 9 times out of 10, when I'm showing clients that this is something they can achieve, that actually relatively easily you could set up a Google Looker Studio report that tells you the things you want to know. It gives you data on how many people came to your site last week, what your trend line is over the last 12 months, and all those kind of things. So yeah, just one way to think about it. Think of it as a data collection tool, not a data presentation and reporting tool. If you do that, if you connect in your data elsewhere, you'll probably find you can have a much better time. Obviously, there is a lot of advanced functionality in GA4 that you can get into, but most of my content is created from the perspective of an average business owner or in-house marketer who's got a lot of different things they're trying to do. They're not trying to become a GA4 specialist. It's more about getting use out of the kind of collection side of the tool so that you can actually understand how your site's performing, how your campaigns are performing, and so on. Got any questions, please drop a comment. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.